So, hello guys! Today we'll be talking about the smallpox, also known as the variola disease, created and edited by Martha Sito and Subin Yu. So, the smallpox disease is a highly contagious and often life-threatening infection marked by blisters on the face, arms, and legs. The variola virus is what causes the smallpox, the blisters on the skin, and thus another name for smallpox is the variola disease, or simply known as the variola. The variola virus is not spread by insects nor animals. There is no naturally occurring smallpox. Most transmission of smallpox is directly from person to person. Large infectious droplets of saliva are expelled during sneezing or coughing, and then inhaled by another person. This usually requires close face-to-face contact, and since the smallpox disease can travel airborne, as mentioned before, it is highly infectious. So the orthopox virus is the family that the smallpox virus belongs in, along with molluscum, smallpox, cowpox, monkeypox, and chickenpox. So next up is the history of smallpox. The variola virus first appeared in the agricultural settlements in northeastern Africa around 10,000 BCE. The first recorded smallpox epidemic occurred in 1350 BCE during the Egyptian-Hittite War, which the evidence of smallpox was found on the faces of mummified mummies. After 30,000 people died from the variola virus during 430 BCE, the Peloponnesian War, the virus spread along the trade routes of countries that was affected by the virus. In return, countries that weren't originally affected became infected during the Middle Ages. During the 20th century, 300 to 500 million people died, and among the lucky survivors, one-third of the people were blinded, and all was left with horrible scars and deformed hands and feet. And next up is symptoms. There are currently two types of smallpox, the variola virus and the Astrium virus. Compared to the variola virus, the Astrium virus is much milder. However, the ways to infect a person is the same. The virus starts out in the lungs, and from there, the virus invades the bloodstream and spreads to the skin, intestines, lungs, kidneys, and the brain. The virus activity in the skin cells create a rash that starts out as a flat red lesion, which later raise blisters or form on the surface of the skin. The lesion rapidly fills with clear fluid resembling a cold sore, which after 1 or 2 weeks the lesion scabs over and eventually falls off, leaving a deep pitted scars. Ways you can get infected with smallpox. Some of the common ways that others can be exposed to the virus is through breathing in the virus from a cough, sneeze, or saliva of someone with smallpox. Or touching skin that has smallpox skin blisters. Touching contaminated body fluids or objects such as bedding or clothing. Or breathing in the virus in a room, bus, or train shared with someone who has smallpox. Or sharing a razor, tableware, or a toothbrush with someone who has smallpox. And lastly, treatments. There are currently no treatments or cure for the variola virus. If a smallpox vaccine is given within 1 to 4 days after a person is exposed to the disease, it may prevent illness or make the illness less severe. Because the variola virus is highly contagious as it can travel airborne and is hard to avoid, once a person is diagnosed with smallpox, the variola virus, he or she will have to be immediately isolated. Even if you get a vaccine in a timely manner, if you have a weak immune system, side effects are very serious. For example, if you suffer from cancer, AIDS, heart disease, or drugs that weakens your immune system, vaccine may not be recommended. And that's it. Thanks for watching.